back. We are going to have Russo Peters and Larry King now. I'm going to play Larry and Estelle will play Russo. Okay, let's start. Our guest today on Larry King Now is Russo Peters, great guy and one of the world's most successful comedians, the man that makes fun of everyone. Russo is currently the judge on Last Comic Standing alongside Keenen Ivory Wayans, Rosenbar, and host J.B. Smoove. Last Comic Standing, by the way, airs on Thursday at 10 p.m., 9 Central on NBC. This fall, he will kick off his almost famous world tour. It will be his fourth arena tour. Good to see you again.
You too, Larry. Thank you for having me.
Russo works for Larry King Variety Foundation twice to crack everybody up. I want to highlight a few of his achievements. Ranked by fourth of one of the top 10 highest grossing comedians of past 5 years. So about Madison Race's Comedian Garden musical, LA's Nokia Theatre, Sydney Opera House, London O2 Arena, many of them several times. Videos more than 120 million views on YouTube. And he sold more than 450,000 DVDs on the comedy special. I've seen you work. It's sincerely funny. What is the everyone in America know you?
It might be better if they don't, I don't let I'm for everybody.
Why do you think?
I think because I'm from the generation, probably the last generation. I grew up in the 70s and 80s. And we grew up with the last true free most speech groups. I grew up watching all the family in the Jeffersons, stuff like that. Don't you think about it? Those shows wouldn't be made today because
Correct. Politically incorrect.
And somehow the truth become politically incorrect.
Is the American market toughest?
I wouldn't say it's tough because I still say 16,000 set winners. But I think it's harder to dance around all the red tape that you worry about in America, cause we are always bragging about it in America. Oh, we got freedom, all this freedom of speech. We really don't have the freedom of speech anymore.
Yeah, you're right. And everything. What about everything tape? There's no privacy.
There's no privacy. That was my biggest beef when I on stage before people trying to wreck me. People aren't in the moment anymore. People are there, they are not present. They are recording their memories and they will play it back to them later.
Took a picture developed right away, right? No suspense.
It's a now generation. Everything is now. They want it now.
You get away making fun of cultures. You say things that other people don't say or can't say.
I say things people don't say because I say more from point of view. I think and the reason why the people I'm talking about don't get offended because I think things from the true place.
You can't argue the truth.
You can argue the truth with the truth, and there also it's about intent. People focus on the word instead of intent, and my audience understand my intent is to make them laugh.
This goes back to the Rickos.
It's absolutely. Rico is one of my idols. I love Don, and I have the opportunity to meet him twice.
Sweetest guy in the world.
He really is a great guy.
Let's take a look at the clip from your Netflix special called Notorious. Watch Russo Peters. They love you, Russo.
They are nice to me.
You do Indian.
I can sound Indian, and it's funny when I was in New York last year, and I may or may not have an alcohol with my assistant. I got in a taxi, and it was an Indian guy driving, and I for some reason spoke fluently Punjabi with him. So the point was he didn't charge me when we got our destination. And even my friends say, "You speak?" And apparently I didn't know this.
Were you born in India?
No, I was born in Canada.
Canada. Canadian.
Canadian, born and raised in Canada, Colorado.
Canada is not known as a funny place. Canada is not funny.
Canada itself is not funny, but when you are outsider, you learn how to be funny. That's why we get so many great comments for Canada. It's historical speaking without a ton of land.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Rachel Little, John Candy, Jim Carrey, Mark Shaw, I mean all these guys.
But you think Candy. You don't think he's funny. Mexico is funny.
Mexico is hilarious.
That's right. Johnny Bush used to do. Canada is not funny, but Mexico is funny. Do you ever offend people? Do people ever get mad at you?
I think if anybody does get mad, they are misunderstanding. The only time that I have people take umbrage to anything is when I don't pick on them. I always have people say, "Hey, we are waiting for you. I'm coming to the lesbian jokes."
Lavin, you indirect the audiences. What are the things you do?
I'm proud, so I don't know what's going to happen. Excited for me and them.
Do you see the party success due to the YouTube? Explain.
Well, I've been doing stand-up for 15 years when YouTube started 10 years ago, and somebody has taken my special in 2003, tried it out and sent it around in YouTube, and I have no clue of this YouTube and the function sharing world, and I'm still not that, profession, but apparently it's struck a chord, and here we are today talking to Larry King and watch my whole life.
So, were you a funny kid?
I would say so. I mean, not hilarious. I was everyone says the class clown. I think the class clown is the loud jerk in class.
I don't get it anyway.
I was the comedian. I was the guy singing on few of them sitting there. I will try to make you laugh and supposed to make the class laugh.
I guess Russell Peter is terrific. Next, we'll talk about Bob working with Roseanne Barr. Stay with us. You, Russell Peter, are judge on Last Comic Standing, and you've been doing since May, right?
I think we started late March, early April.
You like that? You love judging on the comics?
I love it. At first I was concerned that I wouldn't be able to judge on the comics, but you have Roseanne and you have Keenan beside you, and we have three different perspectives on it. And Keenan and I are like the directives, and Roseanne watched from the sitcom perspective, and I am active comic still in the car, still in.
I watched the show. It's a very good show. Bragging much time though, more than 3 minutes or
4.5 minutes, and then we shave it down to free TV.
Yeah, I know so.
That's what makes this guy so good if you can do nature and at a time. I tell you what, I wouldn't have been able to do that show. I would fail miserably.
How's Roseanne? I love Roseanne for a long time. How she likes to work with.
Roseanne is great to work with, and her and I became really good friends. She will come to my house and she will bring her daughter and son, whoever. She's a very cool chick.
Is it true that you were in the beginning and now you don't care about critic and yelling? People or audiences or guys were jogging you? Okay.
This time I will be Larry and Amy will be Russo. We start. Our guest today on Larry King Now is Russell Peters, great guy and one of the world's most successful comedians. The man that makes fun of everyone. Russell is currently the judge on Last Comic Standing alongside Keenan Everything Wentz, Roseanne Barr, and host JB Smooth. That's coming standing by the way airs on Thursday at 10 p.m. 9 Central on NBC. This fall, he will kick off his Almost Famous World Tour. It will be his fourth arena tour. Good to see you again.
You too, Larry. Thank you for having me.
Russo works for Larry King Rowdy Foundation tries to crack everybody up. I wanna highlight a few of his achievements, ranked by Forbes of one of the top 10 highest-grossing comedians for past 5 years. So about Mason Ray's Comedian Garden Musical, LA's Nokia Theatre, Sydney Opera House, London O2 Arena, many of them several times. Videos more than 120 million views on YouTube, and he sold more than 450,000 DVDs on Comedy Special. I've seen you work. It's sensationally funny. Why does everyone in America know you?
It might be better if they don't, I don't know that I'm for everybody.
Why do you think?
I think because I'm from a generation, probably the last generation. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and we grew up with the last two freedom speech groups. I grew up watching All Family and Jefferson, stuff like that. Don't you think about it? Those shows wouldn't be made today because...
Correct. Politically incorrect.
And somehow truths become politically incorrect.
Is the American market toughest?
I wouldn't say it's tough because I still sell 16,000 arenas. But I think it's harder to dance around all the tape that you're worried about in America. Cause we've always bragging about it in America, Oh, we got the freedom, all this freedom of speech. We really don't have the freedom of speech anymore.
Yeah, you're right. And everything. What about everything tab? There's no privacy.
There's no privacy. That was my biggest beef when I'm on stage before people trying to record me. People aren't in the moment anymore. People are there, they're not present. They're recording their memories, and then they'll play it back to them later.
You took a picture developable right away, right? No suspense.
It's a now generation. Everything is now. The one and now.
You get away make fun of cultures. You think you say things that other people don't say or can say.
I say things people don't say because I see more informed point of view, I think. And the reason why the people I'm talking about don't get offended, because I'm saying things from a true place.
You can argue the truth.
You can't argue with the truth. And there also, it's about the intent. People focus on the word instead of the intent. And my audiences understand my intent is to make them laugh.
This goes back to the Rico's.
It's absolutely. Rico is one of my idols. I love Don. And I have the opportunity to meet him twice.
He really, sweetest guy in the world.
He really is a great guy.
Let's take a look at the clip from the your Netflix special called Notorious. Watch Russo Peters. They love you, Russo.
They're nice to me.
You do Indian.
I can sound Indian. And it's funny, when I was in New York last year, I may or may not have an alcohol with my assistant, and I got in a taxi and there was an Indian guy driving. And for some reason, I spoke fluent Punjabi with him. So the point where he didn't charge me when we got our destination. And even my friends said, "You speak?" And apparently I didn't know this.
Were you born in India?
No, I was born in Canada.
Canadian.
Born and raised in Canada, Coralano.
Canada is not known as a funny place. Canada is not funny.
Canada itself is not funny. But when you're outsiders, you learn how to be funny. That's why we get so many great comments for Canada. It's historical speaking without tongue of them.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Rachel Little, John Candy, Jim Carrey, Mark Short. All this guy.
But you think Candy? You don't think he's funny? Mexico is funny.
Mexico is hilarious.
That's right, Johnny Bush used to do Ken is not funny, but Mexico is funny. Do you ever offend people? Do people ever get mad at you?
I think if anybody does get mad, they're misunderstanding. The only time that I have people take umbrage to anything is when I don't pick up it. I always have the people say, "Hey, we're waiting for you. I'm coming to the next with jokes."
Levin, you indirect the audience. What are the things you do?
I'm proud, so I don't know what's going to happen excited for me and them.
Do you say the party is success due to YouTube explain?
Well, I've been doing stand up for 15 years when YouTube started 10 years ago. And somebody has taken my special in 2003, chopped it up, and sent it around in YouTube. And I had no clues of this YouTube and the function starting world, sharing world. Am I still not that, profession? But apparently it struck a chord, and here we are today talking to Larry King and watched my whole life.
So, were you a funny kid?
I would say so. I mean, not hilarious. I was the, everyone says the class clown. I think the class clown is the loud jogging class.
I don't get it anyway.
I was the comedian. I was a guy sitting on. Fear of them sitting there. I was trying to make you laugh and supposed to make the class laugh.
I guess Russell Peter is terrific. Next, we will talk about Bob working with Roseanne Barr stay with us. You, Russell Peter, are John last comic standing, and you've been doing since May, right?
I think we started late March, early April.
You like that? You love John the comics?
I love it. At first, I was concerned that I wouldn't be able to judge on the comics, but you have Roseanne and you have Ken beside you, and we have three different perspectives on it. And Ken and I are like the directives, and Roseanne watched from the second perspective, and I'm the active comics during the club.
I watched the show. It's a very good show. Breaking much time zone. More again, 3 minutes or
4.5 minutes, and then we shave it down to fit TV.
Yeah, I know so.
That's what makes this guy so good. If you can donate her and at a time, I'll tell you why. I wouldn't have been able to do that show. I would have felt miserably.
How's Roseanne? I love Roseanne for a long time. How's she like to work with?
Roseanne is great to work with, and her and I become really good friends. She'll come to my house and she'll bring her daughter and son, whoever. She's a very cool chick.
Is it true that you worried in the beginning and now you don't care about the critic and the yelling people or the audience or guys will dragging you?
Thank you and bye
Bye.
bye.